As the first Masters event of the US Open Series, this is an important event, as everyone knows, on the tennis calendar, drawing an A-list of international tennis stars to Toronto. And Tennis Canada tells me that all the top players in the ATP World Tour rankings will be taking part in the competition, which begins, of course, tomorrow at the Rexall Center, and it looks like the weather is going to cooperate. And it is obviously a great pleasure, as he's already been introduced, but a personal pleasure to welcome Novak here today, and to welcome you back here to Toronto. And I really do wish you well in the tournament. As a Canadian, though, I just wish you a little bit well in the tournament. As we'll also be cheering for Vasek Pospisil and Milos Raonic, who of course have thrilled Canadians and people around the world, and of course Eugenie Bouchard. It's really, together, they've helped put Canada on the tennis map of the world, and we're all extremely proud of them. But we're proud that you're here too. And because Mr. Gjokovic is from Serbia, I'm also pleased to acknowledge the Consul General from Serbia. Mr. Milicevic, is he here? Indeed. Good to see you again, sir. He and his wife joined us this afternoon. Always good to have you with us.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Honor, for hosting us. This beautiful site. I'll repeat the words. It really is a pleasure being here. I've just had a nice 10-minute chat on the way to this press conference with His Honor, talking about the history of this building and the site. It's really amazing. So I want to thank Carl for always making sure not just myself but all the players are very welcome in Toronto. Personally, I enjoy being in Canada. I enjoy being in Toronto. I remember a couple of years ago in the Olympic year in 2012. Most of the top players were thinking they should come or not. I didn't have any doubt, even though it was a short time to get used to the conditions and so forth. But it says that I really enjoy being here as much as my team, of course, and people who are close to me. So that's all I can say, and I hope that we're going to have some nice draw from me and today. That depends on the gentleman on my left side. And well, I hope that all of you are going to come and enjoy great tennis in the weeks to follow. Thank you.
Next on line number 29 is 54. It's a qualifier special exam spot. Number 37 is Andreas Seppi from Italy. To play against Seppi is number 50, a qualifier special exam spot.
I know we have a full room, so if you're a media member that has a question, just be sure to raise your hand and wait for the microphone.
Marek Godin, European Club of Canada. You are missing Gavzier, your good friend Blagoja Mistrich from the Serbian television. He passed away, so he cannot be here, but his spirit is here.
And his ex-wife, representing Serbian television and Macedonian television as well. I will have a question for you later. Thank you.
Sorry, just if we could just raise your hand before you speak. Thank you.
With the wedding and everything that you had going on, excuse me, off the court, where is your game right now, and how would you compare it August 1st of this year compared to August 1st of last year, coming off the Wimbledon break?
Well, there are things obviously in a private life, as you mentioned, wedding, that have obviously immensely positively impacted on my life and myself just in general. It's a real joyful moment, and I'm blessed to be in a position to play the sport that I love, to be successful in it, now back to number one, and of course to be married, to become a parent soon. I mean, I can't ask for more from this life, to be honest. I try to nurture what I have, and seek to improve as a tennis player, to improve as a person, and to love my wife. Otherwise, I'll be in trouble. You're married, right? No? Okay. Who's married? Am I the only one? Sorry, I'm a newly wedded husband, and I'm proud proudly wearing the ring, and I'm just proud of this moment where I am. So I hope you don't mind.
At the back.
I love you, darling.
Hi. I don't know if it's working. I would like to thank Marek Goldwyn for mentioning Bob Ristic's spirit. He was a producer of Serbian television Canada. He passed away suddenly this past February, and he really adored you. Like, he came to every single event in regards of tennis that you had here. My name is Pobeda Piskačeva, and I'm a producer of Macedonian Edition. This is a television show that airs on Rogers Television. I would like to ask you one question only. Everybody knows that you're a big philanthrope, and so much money were raised for floodings in Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Croatia. Tell us something about that. How is the situation right now?
First of all, my condolences, and I'm really sad to hear this news. I remember your husband.
Yeah.
And I remember how passionate he was for the sport, so I'm really sorry not to see him around. And,
Thank you.
Regarding your question, I have been involved in the philanthropy for a while now, several years, and mostly within Novak Djokovic Foundation that was founded in 2007, and since 2011 the mission of the foundation is to focus on education, preschool education, to try to raise the awareness about the importance of the kindergarten for kids, because unfortunately in our country it's not an economical issue, it's one of the factors, but the biggest issue why the percentage of the kids going to the kindergarten is the smallest because of the awareness of the people. It's a different culture, a different thinking, and I think that people just don't have the awareness of how much it means for potential to maximize the potential of kids' education. So that's something that we are focused on. My wife is very much involved. I try to be as well whenever I have time. The floods, on the other hand, have been of epical proportion several months ago in Serbia and Bosnia especially, and a little part of Croatia. And it's some devastating times, devastating images that I was not physically there. I was playing a tournament in Italy, and when I've seen what's happening, as any other Serbian, Bosnian, Croatian have felt that sorrow of the people, and still even today there are many people who have no home, no roof above their heads, and many kids who have no schools. The kindergartens, the schools, they're all destroyed. And the foundation is actively working on rebuilding the schools and trying to help. So that is the mission of foundation, but obviously personally I also try to contribute as much as I can to the awareness about what's happening, because I thought the international media was not
informed.
It was not informing too much people around the world about what's happening, and the importance of that was immense, because obviously the more help we get from abroad, the better the destination, the recovery process will be from the floods. So, the floods are over, but the people are still suffering, and I'm of course feeling the pain, and I hope that the recovery will not last for too long.
Thank you very much.